please feel free to visit our website to find out how you can join our growing family. While we are loading your experience, please do us a quick favor and hit that like button from whichever platform you're watching or listening on. Also, share so others may enjoy as well. And we hope you would consider hitting that subscribe or follow button so you can check out more of our amazing content. Alright, let's start the show. What is going on, Mavericks? We are back with yet another episode of The Unusual Mavericks. I'm your host, Kwame, joined by the handsome, the melanin proficient, Just Dominic. How are you, sir?
Hey, everybody. I'm doing fantastic. Sorry we missed everybody last week, but we are back.
Yes, we are. We are. What is going on, Michaela? How you doing, little sister? Yes, they paid the people and we got our TV back. Yes, indeed. Darius Lightsey, what's up, King? How you doing? Yes, what's up? Thank you so much for joining. Look at these two good-looking brothers. Appreciate you, Darius. Thank you for coming through. I appreciate you. Y'all, if you have not done so already, go ahead and hit that like button and or share. Or both. It does help the algorithm, and it does, you can join the Pyro fam also by subscribing and become a pyromaniac. It's free. That's all you got to do. Just hit that subscribe button. And if you're watching anywhere else, make sure you guys are checking out all of the great content that is happening on Pyro Media Network as well. So shout out to all of our clients and our trailblazers and everybody, lottie dottie. All right, Dominic, we have a lot to talk about.
We've got 2 weeks of news and Maverick alerts to talk about. So absolutely.
So without further ado, shall we get into it?
We should. Let's get into the
Maverick alert, y'all. All right, y'all. We have a lot to talk about. First up, let's get in. And Dominic has been so awesome to provide me with email me all of these different information regarding today's show. So if you see me looking down, it's because I'm looking at the notes. So let's get into the first topic, which is the Marvels, which is upcoming. This upcoming movie with the Marvels. We talked about it a couple of weeks ago, where I went off on Brie Larson. But Dominic, go ahead, let us know what's going on.
Oh, all right. Well, the Marvels is shaping up to be a record-breaking, quote, epic flop, end quote, for Marvel Studios. Recent box office pre-ticket sale tracking for the Marvels is on point to be very disappointing this opening weekend. They open tomorrow or at midnight tonight, depending on where you are and how you look at that. Mm-hmm. So this sequel to Captain Marvel is the latest, of course, in the installment. And this movie was geared to set her up as head of the Avengers. Just like in the comic books and whatnot, she and Black Panther become the leaders of the Avengers. Yeah. This movie is also, to date, the biggest and most expensive Marvel movie of Phase 5. With a ticket price of over $270 million. They believe it's the movie cost $270 million to make and another $100 million for marketing and advertisement. So $370 plus million for this particular movie, which is unprecedented. So experts are saying because of the pre-ticket sales being so low, they believed that this movie was going to make somewhere between $55 and $75 million. But it's shaping up that its competitor, which is releasing next week, The Hunger Games, is just mopping the floor with this movie. So far, in pre-ticket sales, they have only made just above $5 million. So that's setting expectations for the domestic box office for this weekend to be somewhere between 30 to 35 million dollars. Not a whole lot.
Yeah.
A lot to us, but not a whole lot in respect. So what do you so let me go on with this. So the article went on to say that if in fact this movie is a flop and does not land very well, it would of course be the number one flop, the biggest flop for Marvel. The second would be the series Secret Invasions, which lost Marvel. What is it? They lost. Oh, sorry. Wait. I was wrong. The second biggest flop was She-Hulk.
Yes.
And so that budget ballooned up to about $25 million per episode and lost Marvel $225 million. The third biggest flop, if things go the way that analysts predict, is Secret Invasions, which lost them $212 million. That's a whole lot of money, y'all.
A whole lot. I want to just jump into the comments real quick before we go into anything. Darius says, "I like this concept of female superheroes. Women have been such since the beginning of time." Agreed. Hey Keats, what's going on, King? How are you? We're doing good. Yeah, I know it's crazy, isn't it? Michaela says, this is absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely. We're going to get into a theory why we feel this is going to be a flop. And then Michaela also says, video put more money into Loki and keep it moving. I mean,
yeah, and Loki didn't even cost nearly as much as this.
Darius says Secret Invasion was good. Was goof or good? Was that a typo?
Goofy? Are you saying goofy or good?
If you're saying goofy, it was goofy. It was goofy. If you're saying it was good, then okay.
Okay, you're small. You're part of the small.
Oh yeah, he said it was good. Okay.
So some people really are saying that movie is good. So that's
Secret Invasion.
Yes,
I think
that's a nice picture of you in that gold. That looks
right.
Great.
Isn't it?
You look so good right there.
Look at him.
I'm like, oh.
Okay. I think the reason why that series did so well is because of Samuel L. Jackson. That's just my personal opinion.
It did not do well. That's the problem.
I'm saying why some people think it was good. I think the only reason it was good is because of Samuel L. Jackson.
Yes.
Yes.
I agree.
Now, going into our theory, and I think I can speak. Well, I mean, Dominic can speak for himself, but I think we agree that the reason why this is being projected to be a flop is because of this girl. Because she don't know how to shut her dang on mouth because she wants to be a damn diva. Last time when you guys, if you missed the episode where we talked about this in the first time regarding, the controversy around Brie Larson and the young lady that plays Monica Rambeau, who is the Black Queen on there. There was some controversy regarding that she has too much airtime because Monica Rambeau is a fan favorite character. She is the original Captain Marvel, and so her story, her overall character is desired, in terms of the fan base, and so because of the way things have been going, allegedly she has been having issues with wanting to make this her own movie instead of it being the three Marvels. It should be her and then the rest of them. But because the other ones are getting a lot of fanfare, she had a problem with it.
According to the report, a lot of fans have been really turned off by Brie Larson's diva-like attitude, hearing about her antics, with obviously two minority women as well, being such a diva, having her people re-edit the movie to make sure she comes out as the star of the movie, only kind of set her up for failure if this movie does not earn back $400 million at least just to break even. They need to earn $400 million just to break even. And so, there's a lot riding on her shoulders right now. And so, I agree with you 100%.
So Keats asked a really good question, and while you were talking, I was looking up the answer. He says, well, he didn't ask the question, but he said, I couldn't find where Monica was the OG Captain Marvel. So if you look up Monica Rambeau, and I can put in the link, but it says, who came first, Monica Rambeau or Captain Marvel? And the answer was, what's new with Monica Rambeau? We first met Monica as a little girl in the 90s set Captain Marvel as the daughter of Maria Rambeau, who originally showed the cosmic power first before this Captain Marvel, which is her mother. And then it was passed down to Monica, which was amplified in her. So she is technically she didn't come out as Captain Marvel. She's always been called Monica Rambeau. I think she was called something else, wasn't she?
Yeah, she's had a few names over time. Names. They kind of didn't know what to do with her.
Yeah,
but yeah, she is technically the original Captain Marvel. Mm-hmm. What they did in this universe, if you noticed within that last Doctor Strange movie, when they went to the alternate universe, her mother was Captain Marvel.
Right.
So they're giving homage to the fact that family is the OG Captain Marvel.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, Michaela, I definitely agree. She does need to sit down, like down. Completely.
Well, it's turned fans off. They don't want to hear about all of this fighting, this divaship, and all this behavior that's been going on for months. So it's unfortunate.
Yeah, and Darren said something that's really, really powerful. And I was just talking to a TikTok comic friend. He was supposed to be on the show, King Krakoa on TikTok. I was DMing him, and he was talking. We're both, I think all of us are really like super big fans of Storm, and they're coming out. And I just placed it on pre-order. They're coming out with a novel. A young adult novel. It's first of its kind right now of Storm. And we were talking about how a lot of Black women, Black superheroes, Black queens within the superhero or nerddom don't get their shine. Vixen, Storm, a lot of different, superheroes that we've talked about before. Monica Rambeau, they don't really get their shine because there's always a white blonde woman in place of it, right? Or always trying to put them at the forefront.
Well, studios have said when Wesley Snipes brought up this conversation to the mainstream when he did Blade, and he talked about he wanted to see more of the traditional Marvel superheroes like Black Panther. He's definitely named Black Panther to be included. And at the time, Marvel said that, no offense, but we just don't see why we should spend so much money making a Black superhero movie when the return may not be what we need.
And look what happened with Black Panther.
Not just Black Panther, but the Blade trilogy made
oh my God. Yeah, it did.
Only to set the tone. And you can check this out in any financial magazine. You can look at Forbes magazine. Blade, that trilogy series that Wesley Snipes did, came before the rebirth of X-Men.
Absolutely.
And then Iron Man. So absolutely. Blade actually gave them the cash to make these other films.
Yeah.
Every study, every report I've ever heard.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. So and I'm glad you mentioned Blade. We're gonna get into that next, but we're just gonna have to see how everything shakes at the end of everything. So we'll see where the dust settles after this. We could be the projections could be wrong. It's kind of like polls. You don't know what's gonna happen until it actually happens. Yeah. I hope for Marvel and Disney's sake that it doesn't flop, because I do want to see more of Monica Rambeau. I do, and I think that this would be a really huge detriment to because if Marvel fails, then we also lose the potential for more Black Panther movies or more Black led movies anyway. So I don't want them to fail. I just want them to get their stuff together. So
and so people are thinking that Brie may be giving her pink slip along with Ezra Miller, who recently Warner Brothers officially retired him as the Flash. He is no longer with Warner Brothers. At least he's no longer going to be playing the part of Barry Allen as the Flash. So people are really concerned that Brie Larson as well may not in the future continue on with Captain Marvel, as well as King the Conqueror.
Well, we'll get into that. We'll get into that.
No. Let me just say this: both actors are in major trouble, according to Variety. So there's a lot going on. In related news to Marvel, the Marvels being possibly the worst financial investment for Marvel, Black Adam and Shazam 2 has now been reported, according to Forbes magazine, in being in the black. Those movies have now made a profit of $75 million. Not a huge profit, obviously, but it is no longer in the black. They have made whatever budget money they put into it, plus another $75 million on top of that. So I just want
to point out that when everybody was dumping on The Rock and talking about it was his fault that everything flopped, I just want to point out that The Rock said this on his Instagram when he went live or he did a video or whatever, and he said, this is what's been going on. The economy's really not good, not okay. People are not going to the movies because they have to worry about their families, but it will eventually get to where it's supposed to get. He said that. I just want to throw it out there.
He did, and that's the reality. Most people choose once a month what movie they're going to go to if they go to the movies.
Yeah.
Because it costs on average for 2-3 people, for an average family of 4, it's going to cost you $200.
Yeah, at least.
So it's really,
all right.
Anyway.
Yeah. All right. So let's move on to next. We'll see how everything shakes up with these guys. So I'm like I said, I hope they don't flop, but we'll see how it is. It's your fault, girl.
We'll see what happens.
All right. Speaking of Wesley Snipes and Blade, so it looks like the upcoming Marvel film Blade is trending again after losing its 2 directors and at least 5 writers. One shutdown, 6 weeks during pre-production, and last the actors' strike. Fans are still hoping for Blade after Marvel cleaned house. Kevin Feige, recently fired Bassem Tariq and booked Jan Dimaji, forgive me if I'm mispronouncing the name, to replace him, giving this project new life. Now the film is fighting more demons. According to a Variety report published on November 1st, the upcoming film has been plagued by massive script changes, increased production costs, and, quote, a mess with a lack of creative direction. With one version of the film becoming a watered-down female empowerment film and a second morphed into a narrative, quote, art piece that sidelines its main star, the double Oscar winner Mahershala Ali. Fans are already threatening to sit this one out. Damaj also confirmed the only silver lining online. The film will be aiming for a R rating, and also hinted that Wesley Snipes may be in the upcoming Deadpool 3 film, reprising his role as Blade, which is the best news we've heard in a while from the franchise.
Agreed.
Yes.
Everybody, no matter who you are, no matter where you are, Wesley Snipes' version of Blade is as beloved as Michael Keaton's version of Batman. Mm-hmm. That is how much people love Wesley Snipes' take on Blade. So to hear that reportedly he was on set before the strike of Deadpool 3, paparazzi's going to be all over this right now, being that the season has changed. And reportedly, soon everybody will be going back to work. So it's really interesting to hear that Wesley Snipes will be a part of Blade. I'm really excited about that.
Yeah, that's dope. That's really dope. Darius Lightsey says the theaters need to start offering new movie releases at home. Some people don't like going to theaters. I agree. But the problem with that is that they're not going to make money. They tried that during the pandemic when people were, they would have releasing direct to release at home, depending on if it was a Disney movie, like they did that with Black Widow, where it was released. No, they did that with
Black Widow. Godzilla.
Was it with Black Widow? Yeah, Godzilla. There was a couple of movies that was direct to the app, and then you were able to kind of watch it there. But the problem with that is, again, we all have to look at things from a balanced, situation. People, they have to get the money, right? So if a family is spending $200 as opposed to $25 if they stay at home, and then the actual theater is not making any money because they're not getting any revenue from the commissary. They're not getting any revenue from snacks and the actual people in the seats and the actual payment for the movie. So it's a whole thing, and people will lose jobs if theaters are shutting down. But I do think that I don't see the movie theater industry lasting another 10 years.
Okay.
That's just me. I just, I don't see it. But, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes, because one thing that actually Darius brought up a good point, because Darius made that comment, right?
Yes.
The great thing about that is that Black Widow, when it was released during the pandemic, it was released on Disney Plus and in theaters at the same time, which made it make a profit right away. Yeah. That movie turned over a nice coin right away. So they may need to think about doing, dual releases at home and in theater to give people a choice, because a lot of people do not want to go out anymore. Yeah. They're willing to pay $30 to rent the movie for 3 days at home, which they did with Black Widow.
Yeah. Yeah. So we'll see how it all goes with Blade. I pray that, we'll see something come out of it, but I don't know.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, you want to talk about this one, Dominic? This is interesting.
The
new variant.
Oh no! You go ahead. I want to hear you talk about this.
So the new Marvel character variant has MCU fans begging Marvel Studios to bring back Luke Cage. Meet Power Man, aka Luke Cage, the last living Marvel superhero with the powers of Hulk, Sentry, and Iron Fist, and his arch enemy, the immortal Moon Knight. So this is Power Man. Hold on, let me see if I can get a. Yeah, this is Power Man. And so the version of Luke Cage is trending big. Now this is a variant of Luke Cage. This one, I put that out there. This version of Luke Cage is trending big with Black nerds and Marvel fans alike who want to know when he'll be added to the soft reboot of the MCU. Black Panther and Storm being off the table in current plans, fans are pressing the MCU to include more heroes of color. At New York Comic-Con, Marvel revealed a new cover for Timeless, issue number 1 by In-hyuk Lee, that introduces the last living Marvel superhero, Power Man, and his villainous rival, the immortal Moon Knight. He, who is this new future version of Power Man? It is Luke Cage, the original Power Man, or maybe is it Luke Cage, the original Power Man, or maybe his successor to the name Victor Alvarez? Whoever it is, Marvel states that he wields the unstable powers of the Sentry, the Hulk, and the Iron Fist. Which future version of Luke Cage would you like to see in the MCU? I would like to see this.
I would love to see a new version of Luke Cage.
Yeah.
I mean, doped up on the powers of the Hulk all by himself. That's just unprecedented.
Yeah.
And Sentry, who has the powers of Superman. So you feel like the powers of Superman, the Incredible Hulk,
and Iron Fist
power, which is like, what's his name? From Dragon Ball Z?
Goku,
yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. This would be dope. I would love to see this. I would love to see some type of version of this. But again, I doubt that we're gonna see much from Marvel right now when it comes to Black characters. So we'll see.
We'll see if they continue to do well in the comic book or graphic novel sector. They'll be forced to bring it to life, I bet.
Oh, but Kayla, if they bring out a Power Man and they make him white, I would be pissed. I would be pissed.
No, I don't think that's what he is.
No. But she was saying I would love to see this. I really want him to be black. He is black in the comics, but I'm saying if they try to race switch him, I would be pissed.
Well, I think what she's talking about is his successor, Victor Alvarez.
Oh, got it. Understand.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, Yeah, I don't know much about that other version of Power Man. I only know about Luke Cage.
Yeah, so I am subscribed to Marvel U or Marvel University, which allows you to see all of their comics that have ever issued. Any comics from the past to the future, you can pull it up on there. And so I got a notification that something like this was or that there was a Power Man issue out, and I didn't even know who it was. I've been really kind of following and reading up on a lot of the X-Men and catching up on like especially like X-Men. I think it's X-Men Red right now that which is a story about a kind of futuristic story about Storm, which is really, really dope. But anyway, yeah, so I saw that come up as a notification, but I didn't. I'm going to check it out now. I'm probably add it to my things to read up on. So
yeah, that'll be cool. But yeah, we want Luke Cage. I hear what she's saying. We want the Luke Cage version, the original version of Power Man. Period.
Yeah, period. All right, y'all. We got an update from about Jonathan Majors. Dominic, you want to take this one?
Sure. So a judge denied a motion to dismiss the domestic violence charges brought against Jonathan Majors I believe just a week ago or so. Though he had proof that Jabari had a hysterical outburst, there's more than enough proof and video. He admitted, though, that he touched the blonde. Okay.
The blonde.
By picking her up, in his words, I picked her up and I put her in a cab. So under that, according, I guess, to New York state law, if you touch somebody without consent, it does fall under violence, domestic violence, assault. So that's what he did. It was on camera that he did this. This woman showed up at his house, his residence, unannounced. She was stalking him. She wanted to get back with him, whatever was going on. And so she was stalking him. So he picked her up, put her in a cab because they said she was hysterical at that time. She was behaving hysterically. And he put her in a cab, obviously paid for it, to send her back to wherever she came from. But because he touched her, this case could not be dismissed. And with this news, of course, they described it as assault. So not domestic violence, but they're describing it as assault. So it's going to trial on November 29th. In New York City.
I guarantee you, if he was pink and blonde, this would not be an issue right now.
Well, with this, though, unfortunately, Disney and Marvel is very unhappy about this news. They wanted this to go away.
Yeah, it's press.
He's playing their super big bad, Kang the Conqueror, as we talked about. And Kang the Conqueror is a Thanos scale villain.
Yeah.
It would take everybody to team up and get him set down.
Yeah.
And it looks like they are exploring options to bring in Dr. Doom, phase Jonathan out in the next movie or so, and bring in Dr. Doom as their next really big bad. So it sounds like that's what they're doing right now. They're shopping around, trying to figure out auditioning people, talking to agents to figure out who their Dr. Doom is going to be. Because obviously, if they replace Jonathan with some other actor, that actor has to have the momentum and the amount of dynamic skill that Jonathan has in order to captivate the audience and make us shiver as the new big bad. So we don't know what's going to happen. Right now, we clearly don't know what's going to happen, but that is the news that we are getting. That's the word on the street. Variety, everybody is reporting it. The Hollywood Reporter, everyone is reporting that Disney, and we know how Disney don't play with charges. They don't care if he's innocent or guilty. The optics of him going to trial for assault looks bad. So.
Michaela said he could have kept that one to himself. He just had to say something. Well, actually, he didn't say anything. He was caught on video. There's a video showing that he grabbed her and put her in the car. Now, he wasn't.
No. According to this article, whatever original, I guess, preliminary statements that were made in his statement, he quote said that I picked her up. She was acting hysterical. I picked her up and I put her in the car. He showed and demonstrated as well. And because he said he touched her, they now want to go after him for assault.
Even though she went to his residence.
And was stalking him.
Stalking him and harassing him.
Correct. They want to say, right.
Mm-hmm.
And at this point, Jabari has dropped the charges. She has apologized for her hysterical outburst. She's done all that stuff. And according to the state of New York, if you touch someone, it now classifies as assault.
It's ridiculous. This is absolutely stupid.
It's really sad.
It's really dumb. But that's the law, right? That's the way it works. All right, well, I ain't got nothing else. Do we have anything else to do? We're going to wish him the best of luck on this one. Girl. This is... Okay. I don't know.
It reminds me of like a Fatal Attraction or that movie Obsessed. That's what it sounds like.
It's crap.
Interesting.
It's so funny. I can't put that up there, Michaela, but yes, indeed. All right, let's go ahead and get into blurred news real quick, y'all. All right, blurred news. All right, y'all. So it's time. Let's get into some blurred news. Fun thing that we have to announce. As you guys may know, the strike is over. I repeat, the strike is over. SAG-AFTRA and studios have reached a tentative deal on a new 3-year contract after 118 days of the Actors Guild being out on strike. SAG-AFTRA and the studios on Wednesday reached a tentative deal on a new contract that could see Hollywood up and running within weeks. The strike will be over is over as of today at 12:01 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And we hear putting an end to more than 7 months of labor unrest in Hollywood that saw the Writers Guild and SAG-AFTRA hit the picket lines in the industry's first joint strike in more than 60 years, culminating a dramatic day of studio earnings results and deadline ultimatums. The Actors Guild's 17-member negotiating committee unanimously voted this afternoon to recommend a tentative agreement to the SAG-AFTRA board. Specific details of the deal are expected to be revealed when the agreement goes to the board Friday, tomorrow. After talks throughout this week, the AMPTP told SAG-AFTRA midday today that it needed to know if a deal was possible or not by 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, saying it was running out of time to save the broadcast season and the 2024 summer movie slate. The agreement was confirmed about a half hour later.
Yes, that is truly breaking news. That news hit today, just a few hours ago now.
Yes.
Just 2 hours ago. So yeah, it's great news and it's crazy news all at the same time.
Yeah. This was a long. I was talking to a couple of my SAG-AFTRA friends and actors, and they were hurting. It was, and the fact that they were not able to get unemployment insurance really hurt them. And so this was a big deal for them. And so, the fact that they were able to hold on and they didn't buckle, because a lot of times, when you have this, especially with the economy the way it is, and then on top of that, you have a strike. This was something that, that they
a lot of people. Yeah. And people don't also realize how many of the production departments and teams and folks connected to movies go to the movies.
Right.
So if you remove their income, they can't support their own market. Yeah. It's a really big deal.
Yeah. I don't think I think that the studios tried to bluff them in the beginning because I don't think they realized like how vast.
They wanted to starve them, remember?
Yeah, but I also they did say that. But I don't think that they realized how resilient that SAG-AFTRA is, and also how serious that they were about making sure that the deals were being, because this wasn't just the lower level. I hate to say it like that, but the mid to lower level actors. Everybody was involved in this, and that, I think, the unified movement is what really hurt a lot of these actors. We're talking about like movie deals, like they were hitting their pockets. We're talking about like things like Comic-Con was extremely affected. I don't think people realize that Comic-Con is these movies. It's like the Grammys or the Oscars and then that was another thing. The Oscars were in jeopardy.
I was going to say, speaking of that, the Oscars, the Grammys, all these things that happened in January at the beginning of the year are being affected. Not just that. How about this? Let's stay to this year. New Year's is a huge Dick Clark production.
Yep.
We know that, and other companies participate in huge New Year productions. Mm-hmm. All of that was off the table.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think as we got closer to when these big times were, these big money makers were, people were like, wait a minute, this is going to affect more than just the actors and background actors and some of the production staff. Like, this is like a big deal.
Yeah.
So I don't know. And then I think when they realized that, like, when SAG-AFTRA joined in with the writers, that was a big deal, because it was like the writers. I think if SAG-AFTRA didn't jump in with the Writers Guild, they would still be on strike.
Yeah,
they would still be striking right now.
Absolutely.
So this was a big deal. But yeah, congratulations to them. I'm glad that this is over. I'm glad that the people can go back to working and auditioning and all that stuff. So God bless them, and may this teach a lesson to those who are in power, that are that look at the little guy in a horrible way. So I'm happy that these actors get to make their money again and live life. So, all right. Anything else on them?
No, not on them.
All right, we're gonna get into some Marvel and DC news real quick. So really quickly with the DC, because we're running out of time. With DC, we have the Doom Patrol. Doom Patrol's showrunner Jeremy Carver talked about the cast and crew's true feelings about the show's ending after 4 stellar seasons on Max. The ratings have held strong for the series. Speaking with Comic Book Resources CBR, Doom Patrol showrunner Jeremy Carver shared his honest thoughts about the show's cancellation. When asked what he could tease about the show's series finale, Carver admitted that he couldn't tell the outlet anything before pointing out the cast and crew were not necessarily happy about the chapter ending. Regardless of keeping ratings and holding its own, the new upper brass at DC Studios has ended Doom Patrol and Superman and Lois before its upcoming and final season. Still, both showrunners under Greg Berlanti Productions said they were satisfied with how they will end both. Your thoughts?
Well, they ended Doom Patrol. They received a message, I believe, at the top of this last season. I believe right when they went back to work, they were told that this was going to be their 4th and final season of Doom Patrol. So they really did not have a lot of time to wrap up the show, being that the scripts and all of that, the storyline plots were already set. They could not properly end the show. I saw all episodes. The final episode came out today on Max. It is not a bad episode. So I understand. I completely agree with Carver when he's talking about that it's satisfactory, but it is not the greatest ending at all. And I'm hoping that, being that all of these properties, since they have now ended, they're all going to move over to Netflix. I hope that there's more to come, some cameos and some really good stuff from these people. That is what I really, really, really hope that we see, because Doom Patrol was a very odd show. And their fan base is super duper loyal.
Yeah.
This particular segment or branch of DC, it is such an offshoot of what you normally see. You know, I wish them all the best, and I hope that we see these characters in Dead Boy Detective series and Sandman, which is in production and back to work on Netflix. So I hope that we see these characters there.
Yeah. I am not sad that they ended because I was starting to feel a little weirded out about the last season, maybe the last 2 seasons. They weren't just as strong as I thought they were going to be. Especially this last season, it was just really, I didn't even finish it. Like I just don't have the motivation to finish it. It just seemed like they were just kind of throwing everything out there. But I also felt like they weren't giving them a chance to kind of really, like I felt like they set them up for, you know, for failure because they focused so much on, what's the other show?
Titans.
No, well, yeah, Titans ended horribly in my personal opinion. Yeah. But what's the other one?
Superman and Lois.
No. Superman and Lois. So they focus a lot on that, but also the other one with the helmet, the guy, white guy, wrestler.
Peacemaker.
Right? Peacemaker. Yes, I felt like they put a lot of energy into Peacemaker, and I feel like they put a lot of energy into Peacemaker because Peacemaker is James Gunn's show.
Correct. That makes a lot of sense. He's the head of the studio, so who's going to get the lion's share of budget and everything else? James Gunn has made the executive decision to move all of Berlanti's properties off of HBO Max or Max and put them on Netflix, which is fantastic. It's going to be super profitable.
Yeah.
But so Elseworlds is going to be on Netflix. So like the Robert Pattinson's Batman movie, the Joker movie, Justice League, all of the Snyderverse, all that stuff.
So, Elseworlds, for those who don't know, Elseworlds is the darker version of or the darker sector of DC right now, and so that makes sense that it's over there because Sandman is over on Netflix. So I can see that making sense, like darker movies or darker DC stuff going over to Netflix. What I don't understand is it going to be on both Netflix and HBO Max, or is it?
I don't think they're going to be on Max because according to the articles that we have read and talked about, it sounds like they need the bandwidth for what's to come. The shows that are going to be on Max are going to be Waller, starring Viola Davis.
But wouldn't that be a darker show? So why not put it on?
No. You don't get. It's not categorized by dark or non-dark because the CW shows are not considered dark, but they're all going to Netflix.
I see.
Elseworlds is everything that's not the main universe.
So not canon.
To the main universe.
Got it. Okay.
The main universe is no longer the Snyderverse. They're Elseworlds. The main universe is whatever James Gunn is building.
Got it. Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, we'll see. Speaking of James Gunn, he's making more radical decisions, and so you want to go ahead and talk about this one?
Yeah, I think this is a wonderful decision. Sure. In all honesty, so I guess you don't agree with it, but I do. James Gunn. DC reboot cast a new Wonder Woman villain actress, which I am super excited about. This actress comes from The Witcher.
Wait, villain?
Correct.
Okay, so when I read this, I read it completely wrong.
Well, I just read.
No. I that was my fault because I skimmed through it. When I read it, I thought that they recasted Wonder Woman.
No.
Okay, so Gal Gadot still has her job.
No.
She doesn't.
She does not. No, they have not revealed who the new Wonder Woman is.
But she's being recasted anyway.
She's already gone.
Okay, got it. All right, makes sense. All right, got it. Cool.
And the rumor is that the new Wonder Woman has been recast. Wonder Woman has been officially recast. They just have not made the announcement yet. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. They're waiting for the strike to next week. I bet you will hear the announcement of who she is.
Probably. But this is coming in conjunction with the Creature Commandos announcement, right? And
correct.
Yeah, because she the person that is being played is Anya Cholatra, and she plays one of the main characters on The Witcher, which I'm really excited about because she's a really good actress. I really like her.
She's really good.
Yeah, she's a really good actress, and I like the way she plays the character on Witcher. But yeah, so she is.
She's going to be playing Cersei's. And if you ever watched the cartoon Justice League Unlimited, Cersei's was a very powerful Greek sorceress.
Yes.
She's pretty much the female version of Loki.
Yes.
She's extremely powerful.
Yeah, yeah.
And she has a long history with the Thanaskarian Islands, and she's much older than Wonder Woman, even though obviously she won't look like it. This actress she already plays, I believe she plays a sorceress on The Witcher. So
she does.
She's a sorceress again.
She does.
She's playing a good witch here, but on Creature Commandos and in the DC universe, she's going to play someone who is truly.
I wouldn't call her a good witch in Witcher. In The Witcher,
she's more complicated. She's more.
I would call her an anti-hero.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Cersei's may be considered an anti-hero as well, but she's definitely more naughty than nice.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll see how everything goes. Do we have anything in Marvel?
I'm excited about that.
I'm excited.
So, this is a small peek into the universe that James Gunn is building as the main universe.
Yeah.
So it sounds like he's going to pull some talent from directions that people are like, "Oh wow, didn't see that coming."
Yeah. All right. We got anything else?
Nope.
Okay. Do we have anything for Marvel Studios?
No, all our Marvel news was in our Maverick alert, and it seems like all of our blurred DC news was in our blurred news.
All right, y'all. Well, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and then when we come back, we'll go ahead and get into who is Nilah Magruder. I'm looking forward to hearing about her. Y'all stay tuned.
Step away from the chaos and noise of your daily life. Experience moments for yourself that are calm, serene, and full of peace. A necessary respite to foster growth within you, because self-care should be luxurious. Luxe Noir.
In a world filled with diversity, where radical faith and progressive believers come together, there's a place that's breaking all boundaries and embracing believers from all walks of life. Bullet and Flight Radio, where believers unite, boundaries break, and love triumphs.
And we're back, you guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you are just tuning in, do me a quick favor, hit that like button, share, and subscribe. It does help the algorithm. And we want you to join us as Mavericks. And if you want to join as a Pyro Maniac, so you can check out all of the other amazing content that's happening right here on Pyro Media Network. And also, if you're watching on Bullet and Flight Radio, if you're listening on Bullet and Flight Radio, shout out to you guys and shout out to all of the pilots. Definitely check out all of the content that we have here on Pyro Media Network as well by going to pyromedianetwork.com. Or you can head over to our YouTube and Twitch. Shout out to you guys for your support. We love you over there to our sister radio station. All right, you guys, let's go ahead and get into some Maverick talk. We have a lot to talk about today. We want to go ahead and introduce some new people. We want to go ahead and see who's in the building. All right. Maverick talk. So as you guys know, we've been introducing you guys to some different types of Mavericks out there that have been influential in the comic book / black nerd world and overall comic world. First up, we talked about Halim Flowers. Then we talked about Afua Richardson. Shout out to her. And hey, Matt Baker, we talked about him. One of the first, the first allegedly gay. Was he? What was a gay illustrator? Was he
a writer? And he did both.
Yes,
and he is the uncredited co-founder of Marvel Studios. Do not leave that out.
Oh, yes, that's important. And then we also talked about Dr. Sheena Howard, that queen right there. Shout out to her. And also Aletha Martinez. And the one, the only, the great, the Dwayne McDuffie, who was super influential in the comic book world, specifically bringing about what we have today. So shout out to him. Also, Sanford Green, we talked about. We also discussed Natasha Bustos. We also talked about Loiso Makizi. I loved researching him. It was really interesting, or not researching, learning about him and hearing what he had to contribute to the comic world. We also talked about Robin Smith. Shout out to her. And the last time we were on, we talked about Jamal Campbell. So shout out to him as well. Today, we're talking about and asking the question of, who is Nilah Magruder? Nilah Magruder. Do you want to go ahead and do it? Do you want me to do it?
Go ahead, knock yourself out.
All right. So Nilah Magruder is an author, storyboard artist, screenwriter, who also works in storyboarding and animation. She is the author of MFK, a middle grade graphic novel, and the winner of the Dwayne McDuffie Award for Diversity, and How to Find a Fox, a picture book. Nilah was also has also written for Marvel Comics, like Marvel Rising, Heroes of the Round Table, illustrated children's books for the Disney Hyperion. For Disney Hyperion. She also did it for Scholastic, DreamWorks, Mattel, Netflix, and Penguin, and worked as a writer and storyboard artist in television animation. She is currently illustrating Creaky Acres, a middle grade graphic novel about horseback riding. Nilah Magruder is based in Maryland. She has published short stories in Fireside Magazine and the anthology All Out, the no longer secret stories of queer teens throughout the ages. When this millennial is not working, Nilah is watching movies, growing herbs, and fighting her cat for control of her desk chair. Some of her highlights include she has won and has been nominated for multiple awards, including being a 2022 finalist for Best Fan Artist, the Hugo Awards. She also was a finalist for the Picture Book category and for Barnes & Noble's Children's and Young Adult Book Awards. She was a nominee for Best Artist in the IGNYTE Awards, or Ignite, if you will. And then she also was the bronze winner of the graphic novel and comics category Forward Indies Book of the Year Awards. She was a 2015 winner of the Dwayne McDuffie Awards for Diversity and a 2010 winner for the SNR Foundation Washington Awards. She is also let's see here. Okay, is it co-writer of the Buffy the Vampire Slayer Chosen Ones? She's a co-writer along with Joss Whedon and Margaret Scott. Forgive me for mispronouncing her name. But yes, she's done some work. The girl's been busy. So shout out to her. I didn't know she did. I was really excited to see about Buffy the Vampire Slayer. That was really cool because I was a huge fan of Buffy when I was growing up.
Yeah, she's done a lot of work. A part of the founding. She was a part of course, that guy, Josh Whedon, created it, but she helped enhance it with her storyboard telling skills and her artistic skills as well. So super duper talented. It's really exciting to see what the new generation is doing, this current generation right now, and the steps that they're making, the ground that they're breaking, the glass ceilings that they're going through as well. It's really exciting because the generation before, as we all talked about and seen in the series, didn't exist. There aren't, from what we've seen, any women in the boomer generation who were able to break through.
Yeah.
these women are exceptional. These men that we're talking about are super exceptional, and we see how talented she is with her artistic hand and her stroke. She's amazing.
Yeah, she's stunning work that she's done.
And it's so exciting to hear she won the Dwayne McDuffie Award.
Yes. It's
a prestigious award.
This is a picture. Yeah, this is where she won the award right here. And the award, the Dwayne McDuffie Award for Diversity, which is a prestigious honor because Dwayne McDuffie was one of the reasons why we got so many black characters and characters of color introduced, and not just introduced, but even brought to the limelight. So shout out to her for getting that, and shout out to her for the work that she's been doing. I know it's not easy, especially being a black woman, to be going into this industry. But just the fact that she even, did so much and accomplished so much. Shout out to her for all of the work that she's been doing. We're proud of you, Queen.
Wayne has been very instrumental in bringing people of color behind the pen too.
Yeah.
And the creators now, there is a healthy force of black and brown creators now within the black artist community. We need more.
Yeah.
But we're doing well.
Yeah. All right, y'all. Well, I don't have anything else. We're gonna go ahead and clear the screen.
Were you able to put the links to her in the comment section?
I was not able to, but I can pull it up in a second. Hold on 1 second.
Everyone, if you want to read more about Nilah, she's really interesting. If you are interested in some of her work, if you are Marvel fans, for sure, you would really like her work. She's done a lot of stuff with Squirrel Girl and Miss Marvel, as you saw. And a lot of the new stuff she is part of the reason why these movies are going the way, or these characters are being used in movies as well. Her work is making these characters popular. Hence, that's why they're being used in movies today. So speaking of the Marvels and all, unfortunately, that's not her fault. But the character is popularized because of the life that Nilah was able to breathe, and others were able to breathe new life into these characters. So it's pretty awesome.
Yeah. Here is the link I'm getting ready to put in there. I just want to make sure we have everything. Boom. I just put it in there, so it'll be there. But you can go to Nilah Magruder, .com for all of the information on her there. And I believe there's also, if you want to get involved in the Chosen Ones, the Buffy the Vampire Slayer book, you can go ahead and check that out. I'm sure you can get it on Amazon, but you can also get it with this direct link as well that I'm putting in the comments as well, which is mitpressbookstore.mit.edu. So you can definitely check it out there. Cool. All right, y'all. I think that's going to be it. Do you have anything else, Dominic, before we go?
No, we've covered quite a bit. I'm surprised we made it in under an hour.
Right, just making it an hour. But if you guys want to go ahead and make sure that you're staying tuned in to all things Pyro Media, you can go ahead and text BLAZE, BLAZE, to 833-793-2423, and you'll get a free notification. Well, mobile carrier charges apply, but you'll get notifications when we go live or upload. And again, that's 833-793-2423, and you text BLAZE to that. And on your way out, don't forget to hit that like button, share, and subscribe. It does help the algorithm, and it does help the show. We love you guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and we'll see you guys on the next one.
That's right.
All right, y'all.
Stay unusual, guys.
Stay unusual. Peace.